2, here we go, game 12. He's ready.
This is fucking crazy, bro.
It all comes down to this. The last and final game from Major 1. And I was hoping that it would not be a runaway train with how well Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual have been playing all season long. Not dropping a singular divisional cup final throughout the course of the season. And where it matters most, they're finally being tested. Yeah, this is insane. I mean, we really have a two-way race for a finals win here right now. I mean, clearly Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual from the early instances of the game recognized that they needed much more eliminations, and they played like they needed it. What is this? And even now, look at this. What's going on here? Power, Polis, and Listen if they can find opportunity. Cold and Ritual working as a two-man, kind of sweeping around the outskirts here. What is going to go down here? This is a crazy potential turn of events here if this doesn't go in their way. Talk about the turnaround the line. Peterbot already taking some early damage. They weren't able to go into that cave and get a lot of those barrels. I don't like kind of the big part of the loot over towards Flooded Frogs.
Rooting for
Cold just trying to hunker down. See if somebody that runs past this position that he can catch off guard, especially with Peterbot taking damage. It doesn't look like anyone wants to make any quick moves, but in the feed, Minish is able to get 2, even with Okus getting 1. Fight over at Foxy Floodgate. Still going the way of Visual. Braids and a Minish. But this one's just slowing down so much. Yeah, with great reason, right? They have everything riding on the line. I mean, everything to lose. Much more to gain now with that nice knock right there and the full finish. There's a Siphon starting to come in. Cole goes for the blind peek before even potentially popping the shields there. That was a 600 IQ. They saw his teammate go in there knowing the only way out is with the orb, and they immediately pounced, taking him down. That was perfect by them. That's knowing your drop spot down to the T. Ritual gets the second one. That's Polis going down. Now Power basically trapped. He's trapped. There's one way in this side of the map. The only other way out is through the porta potty, and already they know exactly where that's at. Another team coming in, though, from Magic Mosses. They got to be careful. Yeah, I was going to say, the only way they can get him, though, is if Power literally over peaks. So I think they're recognizing it's going to be a bit of a standoff. Not too concerned about it just yet. Sure, the Vault there has excellent loot. However, we already know there is so much more abundancy to go around in the outskirts. So they're just going to play their game right now. Take the 2 eliminations, count them as a dub, count them as free points. Likely, I wouldn't even be surprised they let him reboot him and just do it again, to be honest. That wouldn't be the worst situation to kind of have happen here, but you kind of said it yourself, towards the north side of them, because of how much respect they actually command over their drop spot.
They are long gone,
just yet. They have plenty of loot to go after. Boyo Ager's Acorn. All the way from Night Shift, they're just trying to go to Warriors Watch, grab one of these mountains. They know a lot of the teams that rotate from the south, Shoguns, Solitude, Canyons Crossing, do like to rotate in and around this mountain to try to position themselves. So they're just trying to beat all these other teams to the punch. And for them, first place, they just need to play as clean as possible. Yeah, but the crazy part is, like, with how much of an outlier Peterbot has been with his performances, when he gets his hands on the medallion, I don't even think they got it from actually battling the boss. I'm pretty sure he just found elimination. That refresh gave him the medallion, and then it was just boom, zooming from there, uphill from there. So it's just crazy how like all of that kind of pieced together, and the puzzle started to come to image there. I feel bad. On the other side, the team that they're shooting at towards Shogun Solitude, Quanti, Edgy, and Baila, even coming after a big win. Trying to figure out how to replicate that, but with a team like them just kind of hounding your rotational path, your way out, they're going to have to think outside of the box. But Clicks, Batman, Booga, Yamzo. They rotated northeast a little bit from their drop spot of Lost Lakes, almost in the path of Flooded Frogs. But this is something that they've been doing almost all tournament long. Go to the west, try to get your surge there. Because otherwise, they're going to have to box-to-box fight a lot of these other teams, and that's something that they want to save into a last resort until they're desperate for surge. Yeah, definitely. There's some teams that thrive in the box fight scenario. However, it's always going to raise your risk Meanwhile, back to the other side of the map here. Peterbot continue to work on his loot route outside the Flooded Frogs here alongside Cold and Ritual, who are well on their way. And they're going to be looking for eliminations here soon. I do think that they're trying to set themselves up for another like 10+ elimination game, to be honest.
Pool is pushing.
At least they do have timing on their side.
Oh.
Getting the last and final game of the day. Curly, Noxy, Virgo playing amazing so far, trying to climb up the leaderboard. They find a quick and early elimination, helping their surge game. We're just seeing everybody towards this western part of the map try to rotate around each other. Some fighting, stuck in that position. That's Prez. He might even be by himself. The Acorn, Agers, Pollo. They saw that team solo at Shogun Solitude. They continue to push over in that direction, and now they're in a fight against Quanti, NG, and Bylok.
This is very nice so far. But remember, some teams play well off of momentum. This could be really bad for Pollo, Agers, and Acorn, given that Quanti's team just took a Victor Royale. That's all you need to know, that you can win amongst the best of the best. So this is, in my opinion, one of the scarier teams you can fight given the circumstances right now in this game. I would not recommend it. But what's done is done. Here comes the Storm now to kind of put the damage, put the pressure, put the clock against the team here. Great tags continue to fold for Agers, Acorn, and Pollo here.
And even though Quanti, Bylok, Edgy, they see the point deficit, literally impossible to overcome, it's still tens of thousands, still life-changing around the money, as long as they continue to climb up that leaderboard. And obviously good experience, practice, going into Major 2,
just chilling in a box.
assuming they stick together as a team. Pollo, Agers, Acorn, just kind of content. This is a team that usually spends a lot of time in the zone, rotating around, getting their surge. Just trying to play that safe plan instead of just directly going in and be susceptible to somebody that might be below the threshold.
Oh.
So they do make that smart decision, just disengage overall.
I called it. I called it. They were going to give them just enough time to get that pickup, and then look, they're already coming back for it. Peterbot taking the one-on-one against Listen. I mean, they made a mistake, obviously, trying to challenge this team, but still, ultimately, you have to perform up to the standard, and this team is just not there. Not yet, not quite yet. For Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual, they find a third. And that elimination there, they could even double back now and continue to work for more.
I mean, he was just trying to get loot. That was one of the rebooted players on that team. He thought they were gone. He said, why would they still be rotating around here? Because this is their drop. They command all this space for a reason. Every single piece of loot by them is going to be tracked as they continue to rotate to the eastern side of the map overall. You can see Peterbot dealt 3,003 damage in Game 11, the most of any other player so far, and just goes to show how bad he wants that first place spot, how bad he wants the 4P for Pete.
Not gonna lie, I feel like the pressure is rising for Acorn, Pollo, and Agers, even now as they sit in between Sphinx, Vidil, Cooper's trio here off to the side. They've kind of moved away from rotating straight in. They've gone further and further south, seeming like they want to take these contested areas and fights, but it's only the last 2 games we've kind of seen them do this type of strategy. So I do wonder if something changes, and it changes too quickly. How will they adapt now, given that they have the pressure of maintaining a lead right now? For some, that's pretty difficult to do.
And considering the switch-ups from day 1 to day 2, they were relatively almost always above that damage threshold. Really not too many worries. And we saw them already today going down, losing that top spot on the leaderboard because of their lack of ability to get Surge in just one of those games. One of those games really making the difference and putting the pressure on them, especially since the 12th and final game of Major 1. Sphinx, Vidil, Cooper. Kind of business as usual for them, spread apart. The duo is going to be positioned right below by that lake, one fishing, one in the tower, and then Sphinx, the IGL of the squad, kind of positioned inside of the zone, looking back though with the rest of the team.
Definitely got eyes on Clixie, Iamzo, and Batman Booga right now. They just took down Polis from that trio that looked to surprise contest Peterbot. So all the teams up here, Ian, pretty good right now. You can see that's going to give Iamzo its first elimination. You saw in the zone there, power. Did he just pick his teammate up again? It seems like it. They might go down as a team that was eliminated the most in any single FNCS at this point in a single game with the reboots that keep coming out here.
Oh,
What is Clixiamza and Batman Booga
zero
thinking?
fault.
Yeah, they just want to get to the zone, play it slow, play it steady. No
40
need to go
points,
into the storm and
40.
chase the elimination here just yet.
47. Where are they?
96 points down. Out of second
People
place.
thought I will drop on.
10 eliminations
Well,
and a win would definitely overcome that
Acorn.
gap, but you got to take into consideration
They're not doing anything.
it would
with
have
them.
to be Cold, Peterbot, and Ritual going down
Right now.
before they gain too many more points for that situation to be realistic.
Oh, look at this.
They're just continuing going deeper and deeper in zone. They were at Mass Meadows, and now they're going right behind. They're trying to take advantage of Snakes, Oreo, and Wigs, a team that lacks just a little bit of experience in this lobby. This is their first FNCS final appearance, going up against a team that has the most FNCS titles.
This is what I was talking about. Boyo, Agers, and Acorn kind of mixing up their strategy, going south. Now they're going back. Like they're kind of doing something totally different. I was curious of whether or not it was going to be successful so far. If they can get these string of eliminations here, it will definitely be worth the troubles. However, are they working off of intuition or did they catch some visuals? I see Boyo knows there's one there, but they don't exactly know where Snakes is.
This timing's got to be good. Wig's got to be patient because even if he heals a little bit, they're going to know he's there, but they might have saw somebody separated as a solo trying to go into that bamboo forest, hide himself. That's Snake, but they're hot on his heels. The Void Mask can only take you so far, especially when it's 3v1. Two can push up, one could put shots into the distance. This is not going to be an easy escape plan if he's looking to make it happen.
They're going further and further. Now as Snakes is kind of on the outskirts, on the edge here, trying to keep a low
It
profile.
just look like at Snakes.
There goes the Oni Mask. They know where he's going. They're looking to cut him off. They finally get the knock
We
now.
need a
Siphon can only be
surge.
granted to one. No. But hey, they did get a little bit of damage here, and that's what matters.
It's Acorn who's actually going to get the elimination. Siphon's going to heal him up just a little bit, but like you said, the
Oh.
damage is what they were really after.
Oh,
Points are a bonus as we got two teams at top, two of our premier teams, one of them Peterbot Cold and Ritual, something that they done most of the day against Rapid, Bolts, and Kanata. We have seen them up here a few times throughout this major, but it hasn't been as consistent as this team here.
They're not going to let them take this medallion. They came here for it. They seem to be poised up for the pounce attack here shortly. And if they're not
Going
careful,
for-
they're going to come and meet the trio here in just a
Alice
couple
team
moments.
versus Peterbot.
But do remember, whoever takes down this boss here will immediately gain the advantage of being able to pick up that medallion. Here comes the pressure from the other teams, and now look, confusion kind of setting in place here as the boss sprints around as well. You have to kind of track him, track the other team. Are they pushing you yet, right?
Just destroying all those builds. Those are the little seconds right there. But the other trio across from them kind of look to take it with all that damage.
they
An
pulled at the very
opportunity
end.
to steal it away.
Smart, so smart. They got on the radar right at the very end there to get it while it was low, to pull it
Oh.
towards them and then try to secure
Cold.
the quick elimination
Getting
onto
hit
the
hard.
boss here.
Bad boss.
Back
And now the
over.
boss
Timing
back.
right.
Oh!
Just seconds, literally seconds too late. And it almost all that loot almost falling off the edge. They had to box it up to prevent that from happening. Bolts is the one that we're really going to have to watch out for because now he has the medallion in hand. And you kind of think, where did they start this game? 6th place. They are literally 5 points down of 4th and 5th place because they're tied.
Oh my god.
Japco with the clutch elimination here onto Virgo, though, to keep him in the game right now. Here come the splashes finally. His team is there to support him. Definitely a close one. And look at this, doubling back towards the Kappa Kappa factory to try and find Broken in 20 here. And they actually get the knock, a quick one at that. Before the pickup happens, he was kind of hovering around the Repo van. What is going on here? And look at this loot starting to add up now for Rizmaz and Japco. They could be running their way up towards 3rd place
Peter
right now.
Boss
Quick Batman
wins this,
Boogie
it's
Yamzo
scripted,
for
bro.
Clicks. That would be
Everything.
his best
Everything's
overall
scripted.
FNCS performance if he can get 3rd or better at this point. So it still means something to him, even if it's sentimental, right? Career value here.
Yeah, it's only 44
Great
points. So that
position
means
for
going down outside
Yamso.
of the top 8
Oh, they below.
gives them an opportunity, assuming they're able to
kidding.
close it out and get
400
points, whether through
above.
victory royale or elimination. You kind of see so many different possibilities. Train rolling through momentarily. Clicks, Yamso, Batman, Bugha trying to take advantage of that the best that they can. Creon, Zeus, and Tony, they're the ones that are struggling to make by. They have no choice but to kind of end up in that tunnel. But Tony has to be careful. He's the solo. He stayed outside of the tunnel, and now he's becoming the focus.
Almost
They're
like the
not
whole
in,
team was trying to catch
so-
the train, but they missed it. And off they go down the tunnel. Yamso, Batman, Bugha still sitting on that single elimination. Surge is now officially active in this lobby. The first time we're getting a true glance of it. Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual remain the last team standing on the island here, but at what cost? They were here for the medallion. The team that took it got away, and it's in the hands of a very, very strong trio as well of Kanata and team.
I think they're just learning. They're realizing, hey, at this stage in the game, we did at least 500 damage. Poyo's down. Poyo is down.
Oh, no.
Acorn, Agers, they're scrambling, and Agers is down as well. First place under pressure. He gets the eliminations. I think it's down to a 1v1. He's trying to get the revive on the Agers. Down the other side, that's Maxi, first-time finalist. He takes a big shot. Acorn, the IGL of the squad. This is a big moment for them, trying to stay alive. Quickly reinforces, building even more. But Maxi returns to the scene.
There's a
He's not
team.
wanting to let this opportunity go.
There's another team on the south. Could it be Muzz, Rise, and Japco potentially inching their way forward from the outskirts? We'll see. But the elimination Acorn was able to pick up just in the nick of time and save his teammates. It's actually Liam. They've been watching this go down the entire time, and they
This was
decided
close.
not to jump on it. Oh,
Let us see
my
Surge. Come on. I need to
This
see
is
Surge,
big.
bro.
This is big. This is history in the making. Acorn, Chapter 2 victory. Chapter 3 victory. Chapter 4 victory. Yes, I'm going to say it again. Chapter 5 victory. This is his chance to win 5 different FNCS titles in 5 different chapters. And that moment there, Acorn was the one that saved it all.
Is that across basically 5 years as well? Like, what is going on here? What are the vets in this space still putting up the numbers? It's incredible to
above
see.
for
That's
Peterbot.
why we love to root for him as well.
And the boys.
Man, what a turn of events that could have been. That could be the
Running
moment
up
in
in
the
Seaport.
tournament right there that sets them back for good.
Farming what they could.
It's just like when you see something like that in the feed,
Farm.
Acorn saving 3 straight eliminations. Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual. They kind of felt it in that last game 11 where he had to go massive.
First team
my
under
God,
pressure.
placement. But eliminations,
Agers getting
3
cracked.
so far for Acorn. That was the cleanup, 550 above.
500
Another
above.
shield cracking moment. And even though they're still alive and well in terms of storage surge, you gotta reimagine the damage it's doing to their resources in terms of heals.
Yeah, I mean, they were lucky enough to fight a team that had plenty, and I mean plenty of materials, so they're good on that front. That's enough to bring them back into this game, but the heals
Oh, no.
definitely looking worse for wears. Meanwhile, Peterbot,
Peter
Cold,
get-
and Ritual
but
continue
gets
to make up the
farming
point
kills,
gap
bro.
here by finding elimination. So, Acorn, Cold, going head-to-head
free
right now
surge.
for who's going to take this Chapter 1 finals.
Getting everything free hit right now.
I mean,
47
you love to
points.
see it.
Only
Clicks cannot catch up.
Is
Crazy.
the maker. They're just like them. I was talking about teams for 3rd, 4th. In order to get, they need to get at least inside of the top 8, while their opponents down inside of the top 8. That same situation is arise with Poyo, Acorn, and Agers. 19 teams still left alive. They need another.
Bolts on the pressure.
Is almost inside of the top 8.
And another Rapid goes down.
From the other side, Rapid is feeling it. Bolt scrambling around.
Gets
He has the
finished.
medallion, trying to hide his position, but there's too many teams focusing in this direction. It's all going out the window. 8 HP in a dream. Bolt's trying to survive, but he doesn't know where to stop.
If anything, this is great for the rest of the lobby right here. If this medallion starts to change hands, I mean, you have to think about that only buffs teams like Peterbot who are looking to try to find the trio that's holding it, that obviously isn't at the caliber, right, that they are. But Bolts manages to survive here, as he should, given the advantage. But look at what it's done to their overall standing here. They lost a player. Pressure's on him now.
Peterbot trying to fight all this
kind of coin
more
here, continue to stay
eliminations.
active, further and further away from the rest. But look, they sort of have a clear grounds to the new zone.
Peterbot only
Angels
wants
and Acorn
the
want to be the first to
victory,
get there.
nothing else.
And they can actually be one of the teams that have the luxury to do so because they have the damage. Do not forget that. This is actually a perfect aerial view as well to kind of show you where the
Where
big
is
team names
Peterbot right now?
are right now. Iamzo's team's off to that west side. You have Bolts and Kanata kind of on the north side looking to come down.
If they pull another one
They
of these zones,
need
they're
the
going to start looking
surge.
at holding on to that high ground.
Looking
It's 8
for-
zone. As Bolts and Kanata to barely get themselves above that damage
Get
threshold. Quickly
above.
scrambling around. On the other side is going to be Quanti, but he has to be careful. Low ground, Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual. Just trying to put
Well,
pressure
he's on the
teams
opposite
above
side
them.
of
Maybe even drop
Peterbot.
one into their box. But now it's time to
Going
rotate.
for
You talked
into the
about that
zone.
clear path, and they made it look
Place
easy.
in the front zone.
See, that's very
Spraying
interesting.
back.
They're actually fighting when they could have rotated a long time ago, but they are looking, they are hunting for eliminations right now. They understand what job has to be done
One
right
of the
here.
most
They have
epic
nothing to lose.
FNCSs
If they went
in a
down
long
now,
time.
it doesn't matter. They want to play for first, and I love that we're seeing them try to do just that. Bolts, meanwhile, almost like a solo
Keep on
player
surviving.
in his own right, just trying to keep up with Kanata, who's playing much far ahead of him.
Poyo
Bolts is gonna be the
spraying
one
down.
Trying to look for opportunities.
Oh, wow.
Firing squad
Getting
comes in. Down
much
below.
stone
They're
charge.
pressuring
And
Booga. A beam
Acorn with the
threats.
elimination.
Another team on the other side, Muzz and Rise, they might be the ones that
Zone
come
starts pushing them,
successful in
but
this whole altercation, whether they get the
Acorn
eliminations
is
in the
in the
loop.
front.
But that's no problem for them, as long as they don't go down. They're trying to go ahead and make up for one of those mistakes they had earlier on the game, going down, giving up their top spot on that
Peterbot spraying,
Peterbot
trying to
Ritual.
find more
6
eliminations.
Still looking for more opportunities. They have to become the leaders of this lobby, and the only way to do that is getting
Need to
aggressive and
take
getting
down
elimination points.
Poyo.
And you know they see the feed
And
going
their
up.
team.
When you see Acorn,
Yeah.
Boyo, Aegis,
They're
earn a
going for
couple of
heights.
eliminations, it almost seems like they
All or
start
nothing here
looking
for-
more themselves, understanding that they need to stay ahead. But look, they have answered every single time
Thinking about
the
going.
call here. They
Are they
have
gonna
arguably
build up?
more
Yes.
elims now. They're at
Going
7,
for heights.
starting to break away with the lead here, playing for the high ground position
Blake
as well.
said, crank,
Working
crank,
hand
crank.
in hand, side by side.
Peterbot on the
Ritual
bottom,
playing the mid to low ground now, trying
with
to
his
see what
team.
they can find.
dropping mats
Here it
for
is,
the
the end game
Ideals,
is
building
before
in
us.
front,
And
looking
the
for
points are
eliminations.
very limited right
On
now.
back,
Obviously, they're trying to hold on to the second
they
place.
need this right now.
That global championship spot, only 2 teams will advance out of this major.
They don't care about
Peterbot
that
wants to be the best. He wants to create that
land
legacy.
spot.
He
They
wants
need
to
only
win,
just a win.
especially with the fashion that he's been having, the solo clutch after solo clutch. But they're still
Poyo
alive
on
at the
heights.
top 12. Monster, once it gets to top
What
8,
a
that's half of
cinematic
the place
scene
to
we
fall.
see on the
Combine
left
the
side
lobby,
here.
They drop another team in the lobby, grab those eliminations. That's not again. a
Peter,
team they've been just
another
dissecting
trio goes
all
down for
turn long.
Peterbot and their
They just
team.
picked up about 4 eliminations
Poyo
off of that,
spraying
by
on
the way.
heights.
Peterbot, Cold and Ritual. Look at how
Peterbot
aggressive,
with,
look at how
9
hungry they
eliminations.
are to try to secure as many eliminations as
Poyo with
possible
8.
right now. They are not stopping the activity right here.
Chilling on
I
heights.
just wonder, when are they going to look
Peterbot
up
looking
to
up a
high
little bit
ground
up
and
there,
realize
trying to
who
go
it
for
is
heights.
that's up top. It's now. Peterbot
It's now or
goes
never
up,
for
put it
Peterbot.
all on the table. He's got the high ground. Acorn
Going
forced
for
him low.
Acorn,
The
going for
pressure's starting to
Agers.
come in. Agers has
Does seem to
run.
side-
Will he get away? That's a shot. I think they know exactly
Getting
what
a
they're
shot.
chasing.
Yeah, they realized it. The only way to win those placement points really
Oh
the
my
difference maker.
gosh.
There's at least 35 or more placement
Got the
points,
height.
enough to close the gap. Combine that with eliminations, but they
Poyo
need them to go
fighting.
down.
Booga
Poyo
and their
underneath,
team.
box to box. Booga threads the
Agers
beat. They're the ones
going
that
a
they're
little
targeting, trying to push
aggro.
them back. They want them off their layer. They want them around, but they want to get the eliminations.
Desperation starting to kick in for Agers as well. Notice what they're doing. Now they almost look like the team that needs to keep firing here to secure
Aviv
elimination.
goes down.
Who would've thought the
Peterbot
pressure
going
would be
into
this
the case-
strong?
chaos.
Booga goes down. Peterbot finds himself a little bit more activity here, but can he track Bolts
Looking
here?
for
Bolts
kills.
stopped that medallion. He's in the storm. He's going to be impossible to track. There it is. Couple tags though, not enough. Meanwhile, Poyo
Acorn goes down.
Starting to get dismantled here. One's going to fall, but elimination falls. Poyo gets to pick that one up here, and they're one of the few trios alive here on the low ground.
and they have double-digit eliminations, matching the firepower of Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual. But they're at the few points remain. Peterbot's going for the eliminations, drops in, and he finds the medallion along the way. He was the one that
Going for Poyo Agers.
Agers is underneath, but they're narrowly surviving. They're escaping danger at every turn. Poyo does it again. Reunites with Agers in the same box. You see the material count, the resources running down.
Poyo goes down. Agers is left as a solo. Oh no. Peterbot has got his medallion that he wants. Blake's go for the height. Peterbot needs to find time to pop the medkit, but doesn't do that. Going for Blake. He's on low mats. He has only 10 HP and eliminates the final player. Got 16 kills the last game.
16 eliminations.
Is it enough? Is it enough?
Was it too late? They were going blow for blow against Pete, Poyo, Acorn, and Agers up until the very last and final moment. I'm good at math, but I don't know if I'm that good.
I couldn't tell you either. I'll be honest. I mean, listen, you really have to think about it. It was tit for tat.
This is something special.
Scored, the other was there to answer it, and then in the end they fall outside of the top 3. We
Who
know that for certain,
won?
but the question is, how many more eliminations did they have over their counterparts? Elims are worth more in this format setting for finals as well, so we can't emphasize how close this really is. Cold, Peterbot, and Ritual, from their perspective, they knew that they needed to do something big.
Was a great endgame by Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual.
Win right there.
Peterbot with a final kill.
A victory out for Ritual, Cold, and Peterbot. We couldn't have asked for a better game, Jacob, here for match 12, but we also
They don't show the points for a reason.
Absolutely insane. I don't think anybody expected this going into Major 1. A 2-team race at the top. This has been absolutely phenomenal, Monster.
Peterbot the favorites, Poyo the underdogs, but have been real good this tournament.
This is the last time you're going to see us. Now you get to see Zeke call the winners.
They look like they're all in shock.
Well, first, thank you so much, Monster D-Face, Jacob PR, fantastic work. This came down to a photo finish, as Monster D-Face called out. In the final moments of Game 12 of Major number 1, Poyo, Peterbot go head to head.
The old duo.
Now, of course, we know Peterbot got the victory royale with 16 eliminations. The difference of 14 points.
Oh
And
no.
Only 14 points was the difference. Congratulations to your Major 1 champions. Agers, Acorn, and Poyo.
They have stolen it from Peterbot
Separated that win.
after a great
Peterbot could have
finale.
actually pulled
Holy
that away in the last
shit.
few moments of the game. Oh my
What
gosh.
a
Kelly,
tournament.
I'm trying to process what I just witnessed in this game of Fortnite. In this little game called Fortnite, that's a battle royale where we build walls and brick and metal structures, and we have Shogun medallions, and we
One
can
of
become
the
invisible.
craziest, if not the craziest,
And we just
FNCSs
watched
of
one
all
of
time,
the
bro.
greatest head-to-heads this game has ever seen.
The old
My heart is beating
Duo
so fast right now. All 3 of us
against
were
this showed
screaming before we had
Peterbot
to
and
jump into the
Poyo,
call to do this
Acorn, and
cast.
Cold.